Welcome. So yes, welcome. So basically, in this intro reading, this can be for individual reading, and it would be for a Gemini. Gemini is going to go from June 27th to July 4th of 2026. So for you, Gemini, I understand what you're going through in every single way, because there's always a lot of possibilities out there. That's how it goes in that way, and when you do it, that's how it's going to be in that way. So the way of this is, in the way of how it's going to be, this is how it goes. In the way of how you're going to, level up, and how you're going to maintain your own way and how it is. But what this is, no matter how it goes in that way, that's just how it goes. It's like you need to have your own circumstance. In that circumstance, you need to know how you're going to improve yourself wisely to have a better outcome. Like that's how it goes, and you understand the way how it goes. But the way of how this is, no matter how it goes, that way you think to yourself, it's like, all right, well, this is going to do. This is what's going to happen. That's how it goes, and you have to understand that, because the way of this is, that's how it's going to be, because that's how it is, because that's how it goes in that way. So the way of this is what's going to happen. So you have the Empress separate because you have nourishment, and the Six of Pentacles reverse. There's no kindness here. You're being unkind. Now Gemini, I understand being unkind is not a good feeling, but when it says if you have nourishment, you have to pay attention to it. And when you have no kindness, I don't know what's wrong with that. But what this is, Gemini, you need to pay attention to what you're going through in that way, because that's how it goes, right? So that's what it seems to be, okay? So that's how it is. So the way how this is, no matter how it goes, that's what it is, because this is the way it happens, and you have to understand what's going on in that way, because that's how it goes. So between you versus them, Gemini, in this situation, you have to know what's right and what's wrong in that way, but this is how it goes in that way, okay? So that's how it's going to be. So the way of this is, in the way of how this is in that way, this is how it goes in that, the way how it goes. So the way of this is, Gemini, for you have the Hierophant reversed. You already know, your guidance, but what this is, if you have no guidance, what's the point? Right? What's the point, Gemini? Because for them, if they have the Empress reversed and they have no nourishment, that's what it's gonna be, right? It's like this has gotta stop. But what it says, that's how it goes. So you have to keep modify yourself, right? It's the way how it goes, right? So you have to pay attention to what you're going through in every situation, because that's how it goes, right? So whether you know about your P's and Q's or whatever it is, that's what it's going to be. So you have to understand that. So the way this is how it goes. So I'm going to clarify this here for you, Gemini. Since Capricorn, you already know exactly about, you're not thinking about the past. The Queen comes over, there's empathy, there's two sides of the story here. Eight comes over, there's entertainment, because you might be entertained. So whether you might be dealing with another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Gemini, that's what it's going to be in that way. So you understand what you're going through in that way. So it's like almost a balancing act, but that's how it goes in that way, okay? So that's how it seems to be. What's this Empress card for them? The Empress is over, there's nourishment. Queen of Sorcerers, there's no independence. Star is over, there's inspiration. Page of Sorcerers, there's no education. Two of Pentacles, there's no excitement. King of Sorcerers, there's no support. Ten of Sorcerers, there's no incompletion. Wheel of Fortune, they're having bad luck. The world is over, there's completion, exactly. So everything's completed, yes, but not necessarily, because when things are not going as planned, it's like, what's the outcome, right? That's the way how it works, and you have to pay attention to it, right? So that's how it seems to be. So let me clarify this. 8 cups here for your side, Gemini. 2 Pentacles are you balancing two things at once. 2 of Swords reverse, you know which path you're going to take. 10 of Swords, no burdens. 7 of Swords reverse, you're not feeling deceit. 9 of Pentacles is over, you're basically having trust, because that's what it's going to be. So whether you might be dealing with an Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, that's what it's going to be, Gemini, but that's how it goes. So you understand what you're going through, but you're balancing two things at once, right? That's how it goes. And you have to be, how it goes in that way, because you understand that, right? That's how it works in that way. What's this world card for them? Two cups Uranus is no relationships or friendships. Emperor Uranus is no structure. Terms separate, they're healing. Three of Swords is separate, there's basically sadness or there's heartbreak because of what's happening in that way, right? So whether you understand of how it goes, you understand what you're going through in that way, because you have to try to think about how it's going to be for them versus you, Gemini, right? It's the way how it works, but you understand that because there's always that diagram, whether it's the way how it works. So whether you understand that, but we don't know who's in the middle of this situation, not yet. But this is how it goes. So I understand of how it's going to be in that way. So then clarify the Nine Pentacles for you, Gemini. The Death card of yours, so no endings. You're not focusing on Scorpio. What's also with this Three of Swords for them. Taurus yours is no healing. Okay, so the way this is, whether they're healing about something, that's what they're going through. But when they're not healing, that's what it's going to be. Right? That's how it goes. So I understand in that way, but the way this is how it goes. So let me clarify this Death card for you, Gemini. High Priestess are you on the inner voice. Just yours is not taking action. Those yours is no decisions. Taurus yours is no transformation. Hangman is right, there's restrictions. Exactly. So you're being restricted. No matter how it goes that way, but that's what it's going to be. So whether you think that, okay, everything's going to be fine, but that's how it goes. So it's like, you need to understand that, because if you're focusing about having restrictions, Gemini, that's what it's going to be, and you're being restricted, because it's like you're saying like you can't do this or you're not going to do that. That's what it's going to be, and that's how it goes in that way. For them, let's see what's this Temperance card. Well, just sorry, they want skill. Death careers has no endings. Hermit is separate, their solitude. So whether they're looking for another Libra here, that's how it goes. So whether it might be focusing on a soulmate or whatever it is, that's what it's going to be. So it's like, alright, this is how it goes, alright, but that's what it's going to be. So whether you understand that in that way, that's how it goes. So let's clarify this Hangman here for you, Gemini. Sun careers is no activity. Just yours is no action. Hangman yours is no restrictions. Hermit is right, their solitude. Yeah, because both of you are looking for a soulmate. That's how it goes. But the way this is, no matter how it goes, whether you're focusing on negativity, you understand that, Gemini. Like, I understand what you're going through, but every single way, that's how it goes. So it's like, you need to impress yourself. You need to, how it is that way, and you think to yourself, alright, well, this is how it goes, right? This is like almost like a never-ending story. It's never ending, right? That's how it goes. But what this is, that's what it's going to be, right? So that's how it goes, right? What's for them with this Hermit card? High Priestess is no inner voice. Emperor is no structure. The world is there's completion. Emperor there's no nourishment. Just the Chariot is no progress. The Strength careers is no bravery, so they're being scared. Stories over there's inspiration. Chariot is no transformation. But the Chariot is no skill. Will fortune is over, they want good luck. Fool is over, there's change. Exactly. So they want to change, right? So things want to change in that way, but that's how it goes, right? So whether they decide about changing, they want to change. They want to change everything, right? That's what it is. And you understand that, right? So whether you look at things in a different perspective, Gemini, that's what it is. That's what it is for them. But you focus on that. You focus about what's happening in this way, in this criteria, because of what's going on, right? It's the way how it goes, and you have to look at it from a different perspective, right? That's what it's going to be. You have to look things in a different perspective way, right? That's how it goes. So whether you decide that, okay, well, I know what to do, that's what it is. So then clarify the middle. We have the Strength card is right, there's bravery. High Priestess is no inner voice. Emperor is no structure. And then we have Knight of Sorceress is no drama. Five Cups are upright, there's grief. Yeah, so whether if you have to feel like you have grief, yes, grief will come and go as it pleases. But the way this is, whether if you focusing on another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, no matter how it goes, that's what it's going to be. Like, maybe you're focusing on a Leo as a fire sign, or whatever it is, Gemini. Because the way of this is, you have to look upon yourself. You have to feel the vibrations. You're going to feel like how you're going through in that way. It's like, you need to understand that. So, whether you focus on the responsibilities, that's what it's going to be, right? It's like, when you have grief, it's like you're feeling sad, you're whimpering, that's how it goes. And that's what it's going to be. So, no matter how it goes in that way, no matter how things are going to look in a perspective way, that's how it goes, Gemini. Like, I know what you're going through, but the way this is, that's just how it goes in that way, but that's how it goes. So whether you focus on the way how it is, that's what it's going to be, because you focus on that ability to understand that, right? That's what it is. And you focus on that way and saying, okay, well, this is how it goes. This is what's going on, right? So let me clarify between the middle and them and the middle to you. So 5 cups yours, there's no grief. Queen 1 swords, there's charisma. Page 1 swords, there's no invention. 7 swords yours, you're not feeling deceit. 9 pentacles yours, there's no trust. Hermit is over there, solitude. 8 swords yours, there's no anxiety. Page cups over there's loyalty. Hammer yours, there's no restrictions. Church is over there's healing. 4 swords yours, there's no recuperation. Yes. Emperor is over there's structure. 5 pentacles yours, there's no insecurity. 9 cups reverse, there's no fulfillment. Death reverse, there's no endings. King 1 sword, there's passion. Yeah, so there's leadership here. Ace 1 sword, there's new beginnings. Exactly. So they're focusing. So for them, they're focusing on new beginnings. They're focusing on another structure. They're focusing on another loyalty. But when they had no trust with you, Gemini, I understand what you're going through, because of what they're going through is not enough. But wait, this is, that's what it's going to be. So whether they might be focusing on their Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Pisces against Scorpio, in that way, right? That's what it's going to be. Let's switch it between the middle and you, Gemini. Star yours is no inspiration. Queen Pentacles yours, there's no stability. King Pentacles yours, there's no security. Page Swords yours, there's no education. Knight Cups reverse, there's no romance, exactly. 10 Cups yours, there's no incompletion. The Ace Pentacles are there's growth. 9 Pentacles yours, you're feeling uncomfortable. 2 Swords, you don't know which path you're going to take, left or right. 9 Wands yours, there's no fear. 7 Pentacles reverse, which path your career that you're focusing on. King Cups is over, there's support. That's what it's going to be, okay? And what's in the middle? 4 Cups yours, there's no distraction. Emperor yours, no nourishment. 7 Cups yours, there's no delusion. Chariot yours, there's no progress. 5 Swords yours, there's no conflict. 6 Pentacles, there's kindness. Exactly. So whether if you're focusing on another being kindness, that's what it is, right? It's like, that's what it seems to be, Gemini. So, the way of this is, if you're focusing about having your own way of having to have kindness, that's what it's going to be, right? That's how it goes. So this is how it's going to be. But I hope you all like this video. Try to give a like in the comment. Try to understand that, because that's how it goes, Gemini. Because the way how this is, that's how it goes. So I understand how it goes in that way, but that's how it's going to be. So, this is how it goes. So I hope you all like this video. Try to give a like in the comment, and I'll see you next time I do. And that's how it goes in that way, and that's how it goes. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time I do, and that's how it goes. Thank you. Bye for now. Really, thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you, and bye.